Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. From Homestead Media, this is HHS in Depth.
I don't like it when we have break and I can't see you kids, because you make my day.
Each day, Homestead students can't wait to go to the cafeteria for lunch. You'll meet the people behind the scenes that get every student fed each day.
Plus, COVID-19 contact tracing is still sending students home for multiple days here at Homestead. But what should those students who do have to work from home each day do in order to stay up to date on their work? Those stories and more straight ahead. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Jenna Lane.
And I'm Nisha Lalleria. And Jenna, I'm glad to be back from that 4-day break.
It's definitely taken some adjusting.
As we approach the halfway point in the semester, many students have become accustomed to seeing the workers in the cafeteria. What you may not know, however, are the other roles they take on that benefit the students here at Homestead High School.
Coming in every day, getting food prepped and ready, having snacks, drinks, everything ready to go for the beginning of the lunch period, and just being ready for the long lines.
Some of the staff in the cafeteria are new to Homestead and have their reasons for applying for this job, while some have been here for a while and are familiar with the environment.
I lost my real job that was in business for 55 years. Didn't know what to do. A janitor that used to work over at Woodside told me about here.
We moved here from Pittsburgh 5 years ago, and with my son just starting middle school at that point, it was just something where I could be on his schedule and be able to be home.
For Mrs. Gerbers, her job here gives her a connection with the students and allows for her to check up on them when they seem low.
It bothers me when I see somebody sad or not their self. I kind of chat it up a little bit and make sure everything's okay. There's nothing I like about seeing somebody hurt or upset.
Homestead's cafeteria staff is full of even more wonderful faces to see. So the next time you're in the lunch line, be sure to give these amazing ladies a hello. Reporting for HHS in Depth, I'm Nisha Lalleria.
Thank you, Nisha. Contact tracing is still taking place here at Homestead whenever a positive COVID-19 case happens. But what should students know ahead of time if they happen to be one of those sent home for multiple days? HHS In Depth reporter Thomas Lazar is in now to give you tips if you find yourself quarantined from school.
Getting quarantined is a fear that looms over every Homestead student, especially with having to keep up with their schoolwork, since teachers no longer provide a Zoom during the school day. After speaking with Homestead officials, I've compiled some tips that may be to help you keep up with your schoolwork if you get quarantined. Using the Canvas calendar posted every Sunday is still the best way to see what teachers have planned for that week and what assignments are due. Many teachers will also post links to notes they took during class, videos, or any other items that were shown during class that day. If you have questions about an assignment or are not exactly sure what needs to be done, you can contact your teacher through Gmail or Canvas messaging depending on the teacher's preference. If you have any confusion with your math assignments, you can either email your math teacher or use the Zoom link for the Math Resource Room posted on your math teacher's Canvas page to get extra help. The Zoom is available throughout the school week from 7:45 a.m. to 2:35 p.m. If in the event you are not able to do certain assignments, you can ask your teacher when you will be able to make it up. Homestead's policy for turning in work you missed because of an absence is that you will have 1 day plus an additional calendar day for each day you have missed. However, the max amount of days you are able to accumulate is 7 days, and it is recommended not to rely on this policy, so when you return to class, you're able to get right back into the swing of things and not fall too far behind. So if in the unfortunate event that you get quarantined, hopefully these tips will be helpful in keeping you updated with your schoolwork and not falling behind a dangerous amount. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Thomas Lazar.
1 week until Halloween weekend, and the temps are staying cool for the fall. If you're planning on going to a haunted house tonight, make sure to pack a jacket as the evening will become chillier by the hour. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back later to let you know how the weather will look for tonight and this weekend ahead.
October is National Bullying Prevention Month. Did you know that 1 out of every 5 students reports being bullied at school? 2 out of every 5 students will be cyberbullied before they graduate high school. 3 out of every 5 students who identify as LGBTQ report being bullied. And 1 out of every 3 students with a disability reports being bullied. Students who experience bullying are at an increased risk for depression, anxiety, sleep difficulties, lower academic achievement, and dropping out of school. If you or someone you know is getting bullied, reach out to a parent, teacher, counselor, or trusted adult. If someone is cyberbullying you, don't respond. Block them and report the cyberbullying to the social media site and a trusted adult. Although national rates of bullying have decreased, there is still work to be done to make sure everyone feels safe at Homestead. Homestead High School's goal is to build a stronger sense of belonging, community, and acceptance of all students, regardless of their differences. If you see something, say something. Let's put an end to bullying at Homestead. You're watching HHS In Depth with Jenna Lane and Nisha Lalria.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth. Today is the day. Interact Club is recognizing World Polio Day with their Purple Pinky event. For a donation of $1 or more, students can have their fingernail painted purple or have a purple string tied on their finger. Every dollar they raise will be matched 2-to-1 by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, then donated to help provide polio vaccinations around the world. Missed some this morning? Interact members can be found during every lunch mod or after school at doors 2 and 26.
Need help filling out the FAFSA? College Goals Sunday takes place on November 7th at Ivy Tech in Fort Wayne from 2 to 4 p.m. This event is for all seniors planning to go to any college, not just Ivy Tech. You'll need to bring your driver's license, social security number, and 2020 tax information, and your family will be able to sit down with a financial aid representative and completely fill out the FAFSA on this day.
All new inductees to the National Honor Society have a mandatory meeting today after school at 2:45 in the cafeteria.
Travelers to Italy. There is a mandatory meeting on Monday, October 25th at 6 p.m. in room 208. Be sure to enter through door 2. Your parents are welcome to attend, but it is not mandatory. They will be discussing the details of the trip at this meeting, so go with your questions. Please make sure to check the EF website to see if you have all of your personal information filled out and submitted to the webpage prior to the meeting.
And now here's a look at all the clubs meeting over the next week at Homestead. Psychology Club will meet today at 2:45 in Mr. Decker's room, room 714. Euchre Club meets today after school in room 212. New and experienced players are all welcome. K-Pop Club meets today after school in room 924. Film Club meets today after school in room 113 for snacks and spooky movies. Please be sure to bring your $5 dues.
More clubs meeting over the next week. Are you interested in current events? Do you enjoy discussing politics? Go to the first joint meeting of the school year between Young Progressives and Young Americans for Freedom today from 2:45 to 3:30 in room 614, Mrs. Smith's room. All political viewpoints are welcome and snacks will be provided. SAD will meet on Monday, October 25th at 2:45 in Mr. Decker's room, room 714. Next Monday, audio aficionados will be listening to the German artist Kraftwerk after school in the radio and TV room. The next meeting for the Medical Exploration and Debate Club will be Tuesday, October 26th from 2:45 to 3:30 p.m. in room 212. Join the discussion on the ethical issue concerning stem cell research. Express your own opinions, listen to the opinions of others, and learn while enjoying the whole experience. And finally, the ASL Club meets every Thursday in room 312 at 2:45 until 3:30. New people are always welcome to attend.
Recently, the administration has decided to make a change to the morning announcements over the intercom that take place at Homestead every Monday through Thursday. Reporter Nada Tahouk brings you a story about this change and why it is taking place.
Every day for years, the morning announcements have gone out through the intercom at the beginning of third period, with information about clubs, athletics, and academics. But recently, it has been decided to cut them down for many reasons. The administration decided that changing the format would be more efficient, as announcement time was continually increasing due to the repetitive and lengthy announcements. This caused third period class time to be shortened, which was especially an issue for students and teachers during tests and quiz days. However, the Pledge of Allegiance, Moment of Silence, and other important academic-related announcements will still be said on the intercom. And teachers can still use the same Google document to make announcements on Monday through Thursday, as it will be sent to students in a mass email. Plus, there will be a Canvas announcement for the link to this Google document on every student's Canvas dashboard. While this new plan may not be forever, the faculty plans to see how it works for the foreseeable future. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Nada Hook.
Thank you, Nada. Please note that these changes will begin taking place starting next week. A new club started up this week at Homestead, and to learn more about the Finance and Investment Club, here's HHS and Dept reporter Graham DeWitt.
Here at Homestead High School, students are allowed to start brand new clubs at any time, as long as they have a faculty sponsor. This year, Senior Adam Snyder started the Finance and Investing Club, where students can discuss how to make smart decisions with their money.
We'll be discussing the Dow, we'll be discussing the NASDAQ, we'll be discussing investment options, how certain stocks are doing, what could be some catalysts, and overall teaching everybody how to invest.
The Finance and Investing Club is not the first of its kind, as a previous investing club existed before the start of the new club. However, Adam feels that the new club will offer more depth and educational opportunities.
I personally went through DECA. In this previously existing investment club, I didn't think taught you the financial tools to be an independent investor. And I want to get this club to get hopefully people such as very successful investors teaching different parts of investing.
Open discussion of club goals and how to achieve them will be a part of each meeting. These discussions will be wide-ranging and covering topics from the basics to specific situations.
A lot of those goals are going to just be learning targets we set out, and we're going to discuss them with the whole club. Those learning targets are going to mostly be like including different parts of the market or different types of investing. Like one day we might be discussing calls and puts. Another day we might just talk about the basics.
The Finance and Investing Club will meet every Wednesday starting October 27th from 2:45 to 3:30 in room 100. If you are interested in joining the Finance and Investing Club or have any questions, please email Adam Snyder or Mrs. Hatch. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Graham DeWitt.
Over the last few years, virtual learning caused by the pandemic has put many students in a bind as they resume in-person learning. To combat that, the math department here at Homestead is helping that transition. To learn more about this, here's HHS In Depth reporter Christopher Bay.
With all the changes that students went through during COVID, one of those struggles were academics. So for this year, Homestead's math department has tried to make adjustments to help students coming back from virtual learning.
I think at the beginning of the school year, when we all arrived, everybody was nervous. Nobody knew what was going to happen. We were all feeling a little insecure, I think. And so we weren't in the best place for learning to happen.
I think we saw that nothing really replaces the classroom environment with a teacher physically in front of you, pushing you, motivating you, explaining things to you. You just can't get that experience at home. But of course there were kids who, maybe their family was sick or having financial struggles. When you're struggling at home with something personal and something that's affecting your mental health, it really does get in the way of your learning.
Within those struggles last year during virtual learning, a high-class failure rate was a result. However, the math department used a past resource to help students get back on their projected graduation route.
So we are having some off-cycle classes that we never have. This year I am teaching, first semester I'm teaching second semester Algebra B.
As a department, we don't usually offer those classes. This is my 11th year at Homestead, and I remember one school year that we've done off sequence. So as a department, offering different courses, that's been a huge change this year.
With all the recent changes that Homestead has faced with student academic success, Mrs. Myers and Mrs. Brown wanted to reassure students to put their best foot forward for the remainder of the year.
You're going to be a stronger individual, a more resilient individual because of everything you went through. One day it might be a good thing that you walked through that because it gave you a whole new perspective on just life and other people's struggles.
We're all in this together. Everybody went through COVID-19, still going through it. Everybody's experiencing it differently. Start from today. Do something more today than what you did the day before.
Even with the uncertainty of COVID, Homestead is ready and prepared for whatever may come our way. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Christopher Bay.
Turning to weather now, the Spartans football team is off this week, so is it a good Friday night to do some Halloween festivities?
Carly Flanagan joins us now to tell us that answer.
Thanks, Nisha and Jenna. For the weather tonight, it will remain fairly chilly as the clouds will be covering the sky all night as temps lower throughout the evening. There might be a slight chance of rain, but don't let that put your night to an end, as if it does rain, it doesn't look like it will stay too long. Looking forward to this weekend. Tomorrow will mostly be sunny skies and a high of 58, a perfect day to pick some pumpkins. We can expect a high of 57 degrees on Sunday as showers will prevail all day as we are one step closer to Halloween. As temps remain cool all weekend, you can expect cloudy skies all day long in Fort Wayne. Will this fall weather continue to stay for the rest of the week? I'll be back soon with a look at next week's daily forecast.
All right, thank you, Carly.
Next in sports, we'll take a look back at the successful week from our fall sports teams still in action. Anthony Gary is in next to break down the week in the Locker Report. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Locker Report. I'm Anthony Gary. This past week, Spartan Athletics saw nothing but success, and last Friday, the football team started it off with a commanding win over Southside. Sports reporter Caleb Wood brings you a recap of the game.
The final week of the regular season for high school football in Indiana, and that would bring the Southside Archers to Dave Walters Memorial Stadium. Homestead would waste no time. Senior Grady Swing gets around to the left side and squeezes into the end zone to put the Spartans on the board. Shortly after, Slavin finds Anderson open in the end zone, now a 2-possession point gap, 14-0. On the defensive side, Jackson Chrisman led with 2 sacks, 3 assists, and 4 tackles, with most being in the first quarter. Second quarter, Spartans would get busy. Slavin finds Grady Swing in the corner of the end zone. PAT is good, 7 more for the Spartans. And a pass to Gage Sparrow is good. He gets to the end zone to close out the first half. Spartans up 34-0. Third quarter, Slavin hands off to Brevin Adams. He goes up the middle to the goal line and in. The mercy rule is now in effect. Fourth quarter is Adams to run the ball again. He takes a hit but keeps going, gets the touchdown, and Homestead. With the shutout victory over the Southside Archers, they finish 6-3 on the regular season and are gearing up for their sectional rematch against Carroll next Friday.
There's no team this week for postseason spotlight, but we will have the football team next week as our final team of the fall sports season. Now switching over to your weekly results, the volleyball team won both of their sectional matchups last Saturday, winning 3-0 versus New Haven and 3-1 versus Columbia City. With both wins, the volleyball team won another sectional title. Up next in regionals, the girls take on McCutcheon down in Noblesville. The number 1 ranked girls soccer team beat Lafayette Harrison 2-0 Saturday to claim their regional title. Goals were scored by Madison Morris and Amelia White, with assists by Sydney Couch and Rachel Parrish. Up next in semi-state, the girls soccer team will take on number 9 ranked St. Joseph. And an important note is that the Spartans will be without lead scorer and Penn State commit Amelia White for the semi-state matchup. And now for the second time this year, we have a special report, this time on the boys and girls cross-country team. The cross-country teams had their best performance of the year last Saturday at the West Noble Regional. The girls had a stellar performance with Addison Canablo, Lauren Saddington, Lexi Goebel, and Elise Beckenpaul all finishing inside the top 15, which would propel the Lady Spartans to a regional title. Not only did the girls team win, but they upset Carroll to break the rival Chargers' 20-year winning streak at the regional. As for the boys, also victory as they were able to take down rivals Carroll and Concordia. Ethan Bates led the way for the boys with a 3rd place finish. Aiden Wall and Chase Mullen came in as a 2 and 3 with a pack of Jude Minnick, Grayson Welch, and Ben Johnson following. This was the first regional victory for the guys in 10 years. Tomorrow, the boys and girls cross-country teams compete only 20 minutes away at the Huntington cross-country course, with the boys race at 1:45 and the girls race following. For the Locker Report, I'm Anthony Gary. Make sure you follow the Locker Report on the social media handles listed down below. Have a great weekend. Carly will have a final check of the weather when we come back.
Next week on HHS In Dept, reporter Nisha Lalria informs us about the upcoming meeting for the Taste of Homestead event. Catch this story and more next week on HHS In Depth.
weather this week will remain chilly but a little warm throughout the next 7 days. Keep an eye out for a sprinkle of rain tonight, then the rain leaves tomorrow but swings around again on Sunday. Unfortunately, Sunday is just the start as there will be showers and rain throughout the upcoming week. Bring an umbrella on Monday as that will be our worst day with scattered thunderstorms throughout. Besides the rain, this week is looking warmer than last week with temperatures in the mid to lower 60s with the highest reaching 65 on Wednesday and the lowest being 56 on Monday. Bundle up in blankets when you go to bed as temperatures are cool throughout the night this week. We're reaching the time where we all need to start convincing our dads to turn up the thermostat as fall is here to stay. Nisha, Jenna, back to you.
All right, thank you, Carly, and thank you for watching today.
Good luck to all of our Spartan athletics teams in action in the postseason tomorrow. Have a great weekend, Homestead, and we'll see you back here again next week.